Your cat did not have to stay. Think about that for a moment. It did not choose you the way you chose it. You picked it up, brought it home, filled its bowl, opened the door. It had every option available to it that any cat has ever had. And it stayed. Not because it was trapped, not because it had nowhere else to go, because at some point, in a process so quiet you never saw it happening, your cat made a decision about you. And that decision is still being made every single day. Welcome to Your Cat Mind. Subscribe now, because what you are about to learn will change the way you understand every moment your cat has chosen to be in the same room as you. Most people assume their cat accepted them the moment they brought it home. It did not. What happened in those first days and weeks was not acceptance. It was evaluation. Your cat was running a continuous assessment of everything about you. Your voice, your movements, your predictability, the way you handled it, the way you responded when it pulled away. Researchers at the University of Lincoln studying cat-human attachment found that cats do not bond the way dogs bond. Dogs form attachment quickly, broadly, and with relatively low selectivity. Cats form attachment slowly, narrowly, and with extraordinary selectivity. The difference is not affection. It is standards. Your cat has standards that took weeks to apply and months to confirm. And the fact that it is still here means you met them. Not once, not on a good day, consistently enough, over enough time, that its nervous system registered you as safe, reliable, and worth remaining near. The assessment did not end when it stopped hiding under the bed. It is still running right now. Every time you walk into the room, every time you reach for it, every time you raise your voice or move unexpectedly, your cat is still deciding about you, and every day it stays is another data point in your favor. Here is what the research shows cats evaluate in a human, and it is not what most people expect. It is not who feeds them. Studies have consistently shown that the person who feeds the cat is not automatically the person the cat chooses. It is not who plays with them most. It is not who was there first. What cats evaluate is something more precise and harder to fake. Consistency. Not kindness, not enthusiasm. Consistency. A person who feeds the cat at irregular times, handles it unpredictably, sometimes gentle and sometimes not, sometimes present and sometimes absent without pattern. That person is not a safe choice. A person who moves the same way, speaks at the same volume, responds to the cat's signals with the same reliability, who backs off when the cat retreats and is present when the cat approaches, that person becomes a fixed point in an uncertain world. Research from the University of Veterinary Medicine, Vienna, documented that cats in multi-person households consistently oriented toward the person with the most predictable behavioral patterns, not the person who expressed the most affection. The most loving person was not always the chosen person. The most consistent person almost always was. What your cat chose was not your heart. It chose your reliability. There is a specific moment in every cat-human relationship when the decision shifts. Researchers call it the trust threshold, the point at which a cat's nervous system moves from assessing a human as a potential threat to registering them as a safe presence. Before this threshold, the cat is always monitoring. After it, the cat can be near you without its threat detection systems fully active. You almost certainly did not notice when it happened. It was not a dramatic moment. It was not the first time it sat in your lap or slept near you. It was most likely a completely ordinary moment. You were doing something routine, reading, watching something, sitting quietly, and your cat came into the room, looked at you, And instead of maintaining distance, it simply stayed. Not because it wanted anything, not because you called it, because in that moment, its nervous system registered something it had been building toward for weeks. This person is not a threat. This person is safe. I do not need to watch them anymore. The animal behaviorists at the University of Edinburgh documented this threshold in dozens of domestic cats and found a consistent pattern. The threshold is not crossed by positive experiences alone. It is crossed by the absence of negative ones. Your cat did not choose you because you were wonderful. It chose you because you were never the thing that made it feel unsafe. Every gentle interaction, every time you let it leave without following, every time you were there when it came back, those were not kindnesses. They were evidence. Your cat built a case for you, and at some point, the case was complete. Here is the part that most people misunderstand about cats. When a cat stays, when it chooses to remain in a home, to return to a person, to sleep in proximity, to seek out a specific human, that behavior is not passive. It is not inertia. It is not habit. It is a continuous, active choice made by an animal whose nervous system is built for independence and solitude. Cats are not pack animals. They do not require social bonds to survive. Their wild counterparts live and thrive entirely alone. What this means is that every social behavior your cat directs toward you, every approach, every proximity, every moment it chooses to be in the room you are in, is voluntary in a way that is almost unique in the animal kingdom. Research published in the journal Behavioral Processes documented that domestic cats given complete freedom of choice, including outdoor access, multiple humans present, and no feeding incentives, still develop strong preferential orientations toward specific individuals. They did not spread their attention evenly. They did not bond with everyone equally. They chose. And the chosen person was almost always the one who had passed the assessment, the consistent one, the predictable one, the one who had never given the cat a reason to revise its evaluation downward. When your cat walks across the room and lies down next to you, it is not coincidence. It is not because the spot is warm. It is because you are there. And being near you is something it has decided, in a process more rigorous than most human relationships ever are, is worth doing. There are specific behavioral markers that researchers use to identify a chosen person in a cat's world. The first is proximity seeking without purpose. Your cat comes to you when it does not want food, does not want play, does not want anything you can provide. It just comes and stays near. This is not affection-seeking behavior in the human sense. It is territorial inclusion. Your cat has extended its personal territory to include you. You are part of its safe space. Your presence is something it actively seeks rather than tolerates. The second marker is gaze initiation. Your cat looks at you first, before you look at it. It monitors your position, your state, your activity, not because it needs something, because you are part of its map of the world, and it keeps you updated. The third marker is the threshold behavior. Your cat positions itself at the entry points of rooms you are in, not inside, not outside, at the threshold. This is a specific territorial behavior. The cat is placing itself at the boundary of your space and its space, not fully committed, but present. It is watching over you without making itself vulnerable to being watched. The fourth, and most significant, is return behavior. When your cat leaves and then comes back to the specific place you are, not to any other place in the house, but to the exact room, the exact area, the spot nearest to you. That is the behavior that researchers most consistently identify as the signature of a chosen bond. The cat could go anywhere. It came back to where you are. Here is the thing the research makes clear that almost nobody tells cat owners. Being chosen by a cat is not permanent. The assessment does not end. The trust threshold, once crossed, can be uncrossed. Not easily. Cats are not quick to revise a positive evaluation downward, but it happens. It happens when the consistent person becomes inconsistent, when the predictable person becomes unpredictable, when the safe presence becomes a source of stress. Research from the University of Bristol, tracking long-term cat-human relationships, documented that cats whose chosen humans underwent significant behavioral changes, increased stress, changes in routine, changes in handling, showed measurable reductions in proximity seeking and gaze initiation toward those individuals. The bond did not break, but it retreated. The cat moved the threshold back. What this means is that being chosen is not an achievement you complete and keep forever. It is a relationship you maintain through the same things that created it: consistency, predictability, being the thing in your cat's world that it never has to be uncertain about. Your cat chose you for specific reasons, and those reasons are still what it is checking for every single day. So the next time your cat walks into the room and settles near you without being invited, understand what that is. It is not random. It is not habit. It is not the residue of conditioning. It is the result of an evaluation that started the day it arrived and has never fully stopped. An evaluation that asked one question over and over in 100 small moments you did not know mattered. Is this person worth staying for? And every time your cat is still there, every morning it appears, every evening it finds you, every quiet moment it closes the distance between you, that is your answer. It decided you were. Think about who you have chosen that way. Think about how long it took. Think about what they had to do to earn it. And then look at your cat. Because somewhere in that small, quiet, fiercely selective animal is a verdict about you that took longer to reach and cost more to earn than most things in your life ever have. It chose you. Tell me in the comments, when did you first know your cat had chosen you? I read every single one.